Hi, good morning. Edna Keep here. Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year. It's coming up very, very quickly. If you're like me, we've spent a lot of time on eating the great food, visiting with some wonderful family. So hope you're having as much fun as we've been having. I am actually at my brother's right now in Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. And he's quite a real estate investor too, actually. He's done a few fix and flips that have been very, very profitable to him. So it's been very, very nice. And we have a brand new baby here that we get to hang out with. My brother's oldest daughter just had their first baby. And yeah, so we get to hang out with them today. She's so sweet. She's about she's 6 weeks old, something like that. And she was just tiny, tiny when she was born. She was like 6 pounds, some ounces. And I'm just adjusting here, sorry. And she's just the sweetest little thing ever. So we're having a lot of fun. We get to pass her back and forth, and she doesn't even seem to mind. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, Corey. I seen someone else join. Perfect. I'm so happy to have you on here. I know it's still holiday time, but just wanted to first of all welcome everyone back. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in. I'd like to answer them for you. Hi, good morning, Rob. And tell me what everyone get for Christmas. Was Santa Claus good to you? You know, if you don't believe, you don't get any presents. Our girls are just at that age where they're wondering why we even write Santa Claus on anything. Good morning, Mark. How are you feeling today, Mark? Are you feeling good? Are you out of the hospital yet? Bucola. I can't pronounce that name, but good morning. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, because I think it's very, very important, is your vision about the future and how you can make it come alive for you. So one of the things that I've been practicing. Hey, good morning, Amanda. Um, Rob says, thank you for helping people make the most of the time of year that people do not make the best use of. Oh, perfect. Oh, Nicole's from Swift Current. Hi, welcome. Hi, Tanya. Welcome too. So anyway, one of the things that I think is so important is to have a vision. And that's one of the very first things that we go through in my 90 Day to 5K program, because so many people don't have a vision of where they want to go. And you know what? They just work and work and work and work. And then at some point in their lives, they go, geez, this is just not all what it's cut out to be. I didn't want to work this many hours. I don't get to see my family very much. It just seems like I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And there's got to be more. So they start searching and they start looking, and they start to realize that, you know what, they just didn't design their life properly. What we're taught in school is definitely different than what most of us need to know. We're taught how to go out and get a good job and work for the man for the rest of our lives, and what I've learned is that the man is the one that you want to be. You want to be the one in charge, so that you can call your own hours, so that you can be doing something you love. And you know, you can still have a job and do that. There are people out there who have jobs that absolutely love them, can't imagine doing anything else. And I think that's a wonderful position to be in. But one of the things that I want you to think about over the next few days, because I always find between Christmas and New Year's is a perfect time to be planning out your new year. So write out that vision. How do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And the clearer you can write it, the better off that you're going to be, because the universe will just start sending stuff to you. Like, you'll start recognizing stuff. You'll recognize opportunities, maybe opportunities that are right under your nose that you haven't recognized before, and then you can start taking action on them. Because it isn't like you get what I say one time, when you want, if money is one of the things that you want, you don't just visualize money and it shows up. What shows up is an opportunity for you to make that money. So keep that in mind, but start writing out the end vision of where you want to be. If I could wave a magic wand, and where would I want to be in 5 years? Write down the income that you want to be having, whether it's passive or not, and don't be scared to dream. Dream big. A lot of people think that they can have a lot more in 1 year, but 1 year you're a lot of times is your planning time and your opportunity time and the times that you think like that. But we can accomplish a lot in 5 years. So really dream big, because if you dream big, it also gets you excited, and it's something you think like if you just think, well, I just want a little bit more, I just want 5,000 more a year, or just one holiday. You know what? Dream big, ask for more, put more down. So I want that house, I want that new car, I want a trip every year, I want whatever you can think of. And if you want more time to spend with your family, write that down, and also write down what it's going to look like when you have the time to spend with the family. Are you going to take them skiing? Are you going to hang out with other relatives more? Are you going to read them books if they're little? Get on the floor and play with them. You decide all that, and then maybe there's experiences that you want to experience with your children. Write that down. Maybe there is books that you want to read. Write that down. Maybe there's courses that you want to take so that you can become better at what you're doing. Write that down. Everything that you can think of. If you want to get fit and you want to start following a healthier diet. Actually, I read a book just recently, and it was so good. It was because everybody wants to get on a diet at this time of year, because they let themselves go over Christmas and maybe even November, October with Thanksgiving, and everybody wants to start on a diet. So I even have one daughter that thinks that she wants to get healthier eating, not a diet, but she wants to eat healthier. She actually took her Halloween candy bag, gave it to her dad the other day, and she said, I'm getting this out of my room because I don't want to be snacking on this stuff when I'm in my room. But I read a book, and it was called, just give me a second, I have to think. I'm not sure if it'll come to me right at the moment. Anyway, it was about mindset about fat loss, which I thought was really, really good. And you know what? It's the only thing that really works, and that is, you can't gorge yourself like a pig for 9 months of the year and then lose that weight in 3 months and think that that's good for you. So it's just little shifts to make every day. Have that piece of fruit maybe before you have your meal. Have an extra glass of water. Add a serving of vegetables. It's not about taking away, and it's not about making yourself uncomfortable, but just add a few things. And then pretty soon that you'll find that you actually crave that kind of stuff more than your junk food or whatever that you're used to eating. So if I think of the name of that book, I'll look it up after and I'll type it on here. It was really good. It was just a short little ebook, and it was very, 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 very helpful. And he says, I'll never write another book about weight loss. So I'm not trying to make any money on this. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to get you on all these different supplements that people put you on and everything. He says, I just want to give you stuff that's worked for me. And this guy used to, Mini Habits, that's what it's called. And he wrote his first book based on, he was unhealthy, not eating right, not exercising, and he made his first goal 1 push-up a day. And he's got so many Mini Habit books out right now, but this one was Mini Habits about weight loss. So if that's something that interests you, get it, because I think it's going to be a good movement for people to follow. So that kind of stuff you can write on or write down for your vision. Some people put up vision boards and do pictures of different things that they want to experience, things that they want to do, maybe them playing with their kids, maybe just looking relaxed as opposed to looking stressed all the time, maybe looking slim and trim as opposed to chubby, whatever your goal is, write it down. And if you want to own real estate, write that down. I'm going to participate every single day in some kind of learning so that I can get out there, so I can get comfortable. I'm going to make an offer this month. I'm going to write up my business summary or executive summary on a deal, and just do stuff like that, because we want to make sure that people start seeing successes. And you don't have to put just your big goals down. Put your small goals down too. If it's read a book and you got the book read, check it off. It's always so good to check those goals off as you're going through them. It gives you a sense of accomplishment, and you can of course write it on your computer or your laptop or anywhere else that you keep your goals. But I really like paper. I as we were driving up to Meadow Lake, which is like a 6-hour drive, I'm taking the time to write those goals in my book, because then I can refer back to them. I can, and not that you can't online, but it's just a comfort thing for me. I like to write it down. I like to think about it as I'm writing, and that's how I build my vision for the year. And like I said before, don't just build it for 1 year, but if you can do it in a positive sense, it's 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's December 28, 2022, and I am a real estate investor. I have got 50 properties. I've got 50 doors. I've whatever your goal is, I'm making $5,000 a month in passive income. I've been able to attract 20 investors to invest with me, and the repeat investors. Write it all down. The clearer you can get on that vision. And if you don't 100% know, change that vision. Just because you write it down once doesn't mean that you're locked in. If you say, oh, I'm going to lose 25 pounds this year, and you don't, just put it on next year. It just doesn't matter. Just keep working towards it, because if you have that goal, eventually you'll hit it. And then you can celebrate it then. It doesn't always have to happen, and it won't always happen the year you put it down. One of the things I've learned is when you want something and you write it down, it's more solid than if you just think about it. So make sure you write it down, and refer back to it. And then watch for the things that are happening. Watch for those opportunities that are showing up right here, and then take advantage of them. Show up, get your homework done, read the books, take the time to network with other people who are doing the same thing as you, because a lot of people are scared in life. That doesn't make them a bad people and that you shouldn't hang around with them. Eventually you might be their number one role model, but they're scared. They're taught, don't take too many risks. If you take a risk, you'll fail. That there's something wrong with failure. There's nothing wrong with failure. If you fail, one of the courses that I took not too long ago was called Fail Forward Fast. How fast can I fail and get this over with? People will say, oh, you're so good on doing videos. You know what to talk about and all that. Well, you know what? 3 years ago, I had not done a video. So keep that in mind too. For the first while, I was totally intimidated. I would do a video when I was forced to, and most of the time I wouldn't even post it. Sometimes I'd post it and the wind would be going in my hair, and you'd hear wind sounds, and I'd be on and oohing and all this kind of stuff. But you know what? I just did it. And you know what? After 2 full years of practice at this, it absolutely gets better. Okay, good. I got a question. Okay, so real estate question. Yes, I am taking them on this call. How do you deal with real estate agents that are not quick to communicate and get back with the details you need? You know what? That's a really good question, Rob, and I don't know. We have called several realtors who are listed on a board, and they just don't call you back. I would say ignore those. Find your own realtor who is going to be on your side. Deal with them, get them to make the call. A lot of people feel like if you're just making the call that you're going to waste their time. It's true. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So what I would do is have my own realtor, and I'd have them make the call for you. I know it kind of goes away from some of your bargaining power. But that's where you need a good realtor. Get a realtor who understands investment real estate, because a lot of realtors out there just don't. They're not good at their jobs, and they probably wonder why they don't make a very good living. And I know other real estate agents that are just awesome. And if you have trouble finding one, I have one that's in my mastermind group. Actually, I have two in my mastermind group that are awesome. And they will do what you're asking. They will get hold of those agents. They'll call them when they can get hold. And remember, some of those real estate agents are part-time, so they only work evenings. They're working on their other. That makes it tough for them to get back to you as quick as they can. So hopefully that answered your question. Hey, good morning, Eddie. How are you? Good to see you on the call. Second question from Rob is, when meeting with investors, is it better to meet one-on-one or in a group setting? And again, that's a really good question too, because, if you're doing a seminar where you're getting information out, I would do it in a group setting, because there's no point repeating yourself 25 times. So if you get a chance, there's a bunch of people that you want to get in front of, put on either a 45-minute webinar, a 30-minute webinar, something that you can invite them to, and if you get a chance, make it evergreen, so that it repeats again and again. So then you can send people, as you get busier, you'll start to do this. Send people to watch the webinar, and then you can talk to them about the real thing after. So when I want to talk to them about their own individual situation, I will book a one-to-one appointment with them. I always have a one-to-one appointment with my investors, because that's where they get to know you. The seminars where they get to know your presentation, maybe your story a little bit, but about what you're trying to accomplish, what they can expect from you, that sort of thing. And just as an example, I actually did this yesterday. I had a couple guys from Florida give me a call, and they're just getting into real estate. They'd met me at a mastermind event that I used to go to down there. I just stopped about 6 months ago. But anyway, I met one of them there, and they were thinking of getting into real estate, and they wanted to know what my take on everything was. So I asked them a few questions to see where they were, and a lot of it they hadn't really decided yet. So I said to them, I did a 3-video series, and I'd really like you to listen to it. You'll know at the end of it if what I'm saying is something that interests you or not. But why don't we start by you listening to those videos? That'll give you a good idea of what I'm all about and what I teach. And then we'll have another call, because at this point, they really didn't know what they even wanted to do. So I thought, well, let me give my idea, and then we'll make up another call. So I did that last night, and we'll see what happens. But you'll start finding ways to get more efficient and share your knowledge more efficiently with other people. I know my mentor, Ray Higdon, he used to be, he said basically any question he ever got, he would start, he'd do a video on it, and then he would save it. And I haven't got very good at this, but Chandel is good at it. I've actually seen cases where somebody in a Facebook group has asked a question, and Chandel's put a link to a video I did about it. And she says, Edna answered this a while ago. And by the time I get on the Facebook, it's already done. And I'm thinking, that's so powerful. Now that person could have went and spent the 3 or 5 minutes it was to watch that video and cover everything on the topic. And then we can talk about individual stuff. So does that make good sense, Rob? Okay, well, you know what, Rob? The two agents that I'm going to recommend, and I think that they're even in the 90-day to 5K program, is Pat Abel. She's a very, very good realtor. She helps us a lot. She's creative, and she's not shy. She's not shy to ask for anything. She understands vendor takebacks. She used to teach people all about vendor takebacks. So she's a very, very good person to get to know. And also Ashley Otto. She's younger, and she's learning some stuff, but she's very, very good too. And she's not scared. She's a very good negotiator. So either one of those, give them a call, see who resonates with you. Or connect with them right on the group. And if you want their phone numbers, text me and I'll send it to you then. Good morning, Ken. Terry says, my thing is, how do I find the investors and how to go about building the relationship that they'll be comfortable working with you? You know what? It's not a overnight process to deal with investors. You, especially if you've never done it before, so you have to meet people where they are. So, Terry, what I would recommend to start with is let everybody know, everybody in your life know that you're into real estate investing now, that you're learning about it. You know what? There's no pressure on to somebody if you're telling them that you're learning about something, and then share. You know, whenever you get a chance to sit down, talk to people, share what you're learning. That's a great way to get people comfortable with you. Share what share your challenges even. Share a good book that you read. Share video blogs like this. You know, just say I'm learning from Edna Keep, and she does Facebook lives, and you know it's a great place to learn. And you know there are a lot of people out there, and this is something we don't realize enough is they want to invest in real estate, but they don't have the time or the passion for real estate that we do. They want to build a relationship with somebody who will do it for them. I knew that. I got to understand that when I sold mutual funds. I used to try to teach people about what I did, and they said to me, you know what? I don't even want to know all that. I just want you to look after it for me. And there's hundreds of people out there, thousands, probably millions of people that feel the same way with their real estate investments. They would love to be working with someone that they know, like, and trust, and who will do it for them. So that's the best way. Share your wins, share the things that you've learned, because think of it this way. A failure is not a failure. It's only a learning experience. So instead of thinking, oh crap, I didn't do good at that, I screwed up on that, think of it as, what can I learn from that? And even share that with the people that you're talking to. If your brother could potentially be an investor, just say, man, did I ever do something stupid? I did this, this, and this, and then I realized after I should have did this, this, and this, because it's what you realized after that makes all the difference. Does that make sense? So that's the only way. Rob says, another question is, what are your thoughts on the reasons why two-bedroom suites have the highest vacancy rate in Saskatchewan right now? You know, I think the reason is because people are looking for bargains. And what's happening a lot are people are moving into, so roommates are moving into one-bedroom suites and saving that $100 or $200. So that, and then the second reason is, that's the overbuild situation. A lot of those new properties that were built, and there's been a lot, and not just in the cities, but in small towns too. They overbuild and they built two-bedroom units, a lot of two-bedroom units, because generally they are the most popular. So I would say that's my idea on why the two bedrooms are higher vacancy. Good morning, John. Good morning, Ken. Greetings from South Florida. Oh, I bet you it's warm there. It's cold here today. Terry says, thanks. Shirley Lenton just joined. Perfect. Okay, Chandel, maybe, was there anything extra I was supposed to point out today that I haven't talked about yet? I know one of the reasons that I'm on is to promote my 90-day to 5K program. As many of you know, I put it on sale for the month of December only. So generally that program sold all year for $5,000 and had a lot of people go through it, a lot of success stories. So for the month of December, I want to reach a lot more people. So if any of you know other people interested in getting into real estate and don't know where to start, I've got a great program to start. And some people think, oh, I can't start with apartment buildings. Wrong. If there's a video on Facebook right now with two of my young students, 20-year-old guys, they were going to buy a hood house, and instead they ended up with a 12-unit apartment building worth $1.6 million. So if they can do it, you can do it. It's just a mindset change, which I help you with, and go big. You know, you don't have to start out small. It's actually easier to own apartment buildings than it is to own single family homes. And anyway, my program's on sale, $12.95 for the month of December. And once you join it, you've got lifetime access. So if it's something that you're too busy to do right now, join it anyway, because you've got lifetime access. And all the people that are in the program are in a Facebook group. And some of those people are doing deals, and you might have access to be in part of those deals if you're interested. One of the things that I recommend is don't feel like you have to do it alone. You don't have to buy that apartment building on your own. We've got many people in the group who've partnered up and done apartment buildings together. So I know when we started at this point in our lives, we don't own one apartment building 100%. None. We have some that are 50%. Most of them were about 30%, but there's some that we've got 5%. And it's still better to own a piece of the action than nothing. And maybe you start by putting your own money in if you're comfortable doing that, or maybe you bring your first investor to the table and you get to learn all about it while you go through the process. That's a perfect way to learn. So all that's covered in my 90 Day to 5K program. If you're not sure it's for you and you want to set up a strategy call with me, just type in here below and I'll send out something. Or actually, I think Chandel's entering it as we're talking, a spot to pick a time that suits you. And I'm available all through the holidays because I really want to reach a lot of people, get people going through the course. We're having great success. I want to write a book next year, and I want you guys to be featured in it as my success stories. And I'm willing to work hard with you to get it done. I honestly believe you can buy your first property within 90 days if you follow the formula in order, get your homework done. You can have it done. I've seen it happen. I had one of my students started with me, joined the mastermind this summer, and he'd already had a couple properties. His biggest challenge was he hadn't been able to attract any investors. He had a couple deals on the go that he wanted to put under contract, but didn't have any money to do so. He fast forwarded. He actually just listened to the recordings. And if you join the mastermind group, I do make that available where you can listen to the recordings. And then I think he fast tracked. I think he did 7 weeks in 3 weeks, and he got his first 2 investors, and each house paying him $1,100 a month cash flow. So that took care of the program, right? $1,295, 1 month of income. So give it some thought. We're having a lot of people, great people, join us right now, and some really experienced investors who've done houses and have done things on their own with their own money, and now they just want to take it to the next level and start adding in other people's money, which really opens a lot of doors for you. As I was telling the fellows yesterday I was talking to, I said, you know what, if you're the money person, you're in the power position because you can pick and choose the deals that come to you. You don't even have to. If you learn how to raise capital properly, you don't even have to be the one looking for the properties. I don't. People will say to me, well, I got an apartment. Will you come and look at it with me? And I go, no, I've seen more apartment buildings in my life than I ever want to look at again. My husband might go with you. You talk to him. But you know what? To me, they all look the same. And I don't care to look at another rental house or another apartment building, but I like the numbers. So you get your numbers together and you send them over to me, and I'll have a look at them and tell you whether it's something that what you're missing. First of all, because I use it as an education moment, because most people miss a few things when they're analyzing a building. So all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that moves you forward. And gets you successful. So let me see what else I got on here. Hey Garth, how are you? Hi Audrey, good morning. Hey, good morning Brooke. Gonna see you tomorrow. That's awesome. Chandel's on. Glenn Herndeer joined. Hi Glenn. Chandel asked me if I do a vision board. You know what? I don't do a vision board. I have had them in the past, and I just find that they make a mess in my room, so I take them out. I like to read my stuff. Okay, here's where Chandel says you can schedule a call. HTTPS apply at nakeep.com. It's on there. Oh, good morning, Judy from California. Hi, how are you? And Terry's on here. Okay, good morning. Phyllis joined. Hey, sister-in-law, how are you doing? We're getting to enjoy the babies. Okay, doesn't look like I have any other questions. Chandel, was there anything else you wanted me to cover? Did I cover enough about the course? There's a few bonuses I know available right now. Chandel and Jason have offered a $795 course free if you join this one in December on how to market your business. And we're going to recommend that you do it after the 90-day program because you won't know enough to contact them ahead of time. But they've got a 4-week course coming up where they teach you how to get out there, how to get in front of potential investors, and then also how to get in front of the they are actually get your website going. They talk about some things, some pointers for how to have an effective website and different stuff like that. Okay. Someone asked if I could help people from USA. Absolutely, I can. The art of raising capital, if I can call it that, is universal. And you know what? It's not even just for real estate. It's for businesses as well. If you can learn how to raise capital, there are a ton of things that you can do. We've raised capital and bought businesses before. We've had different businesses put in front of us where we raised the capital and then they decided they wanted to do it on their own. And you know what? That's totally fine too. If people can do it on their own, it's better for them. And I tell them that too. I've had people want me to raise capital for their deals. And I tell them, you know what, I'm too expensive because I want 40-50% of your deal. Why don't you just learn how to raise the capital yourself? And then you'll be in the power position. So yes, people from the US, I have people in the group from the US right now. I have more people looking at it. We don't advertise a lot in the US. That's probably why you won't see a lot of people in there, but there's people that find me. For example, the 2 fellows yesterday, they found me from a mastermind I was in the US for 3 years. We just brought on an investor, brand new investor that we met in New York at another mastermind I was involved in. So yeah, you can definitely help people. I've got a guy from Australia that started following me. They don't have any of this stuff in Australia, he was telling me, or that he knew of. And now he's since moved to San Francisco. So we'll see what happens there. Chandel says I'm supposed to let everyone know that we'll be live every day this week at the same time. Again, I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. We want to get people excited about joining the course. They've only got a few days left. So if you know anybody else who might be interested in real estate investing, maybe looking at buying apartment buildings or even just investing in apartment buildings, I've got nothing to hide. I will bring an investor on live like this as much as I'll bring my students on. I like my investors to be informed. I like them to know what's going on, and I'm not shy about it. So if you have anybody on or anybody that you know that'd be interested, I think it'd be a blast. Just think how much fun you'd have working with other people that you know, getting this kind of stuff done together. Good morning, Mavis. How are you? And Chandel says, so tomorrow we're going to talk Wisdom Wednesday. Oh, good morning, Anna. Anna's on the call too. We'll get into some nitty-gritty details with the real numbers of real estate investing. I'll be giving you some real-life example of property deals and the numbers and why we like the numbers on a deal, and I'll give you some tips on how to work with that. And Drew says, I love your hashtag, Chandel. I was gonna say that had nothing to do with me, but then I noticed Chandel on there, so awesome. Okay, well, I think I am probably past my time. I've got no more questions coming up. So, and plus I smell bacon in the background. I think my brother and sister-in-law are cooking for me, so I'm gonna get out there and have my breakfast. So have a wonderful day, everyone, and so glad you joined me this morning. And for those of you that joined late, you will be able to access the recording as soon as I hang up. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. Bye for now.